Hey. Good morning, Twitch and YouTube. Let me fix this real fast. Big Doug.
Okay, all right, yeah. We do have a longer show today. So.
And I got to think I call, would Tom do this or not?
Okay, all right, perfect.
Yeah, if you got stuff today, yeah, that's true.
We got a bunch,
we forgot we got a lot to do today.
Yeah. So we're good.
I feel like I'm fucking the entire studio up too because, man, as I get closer to my hip surgery, they start calling it. I've got nothing but black grandmas calling me. Line up your you gotta line up your KGB, baby. Gotta line my EKG up. I gotta line up all this stuff. I gotta get going. I gotta have press and seal. I can't take showers for 18 days. That's gonna stink.
Have
like
they done the
shit
like
18 days?
18 days. I can't. No, I'm kidding. You can shower. I'm glued up.
Have they done the big like electrocardiogram and all that stuff
Yeah,
for
I'm
you?
doing that tomorrow.
That's because my dad was supposed to get knee surgery. He was getting a knee replacement, and they did the big EKG, and they're like, yeah, I know you were about to drive home and come in for surgery in the morning, but we're taking you to the ER. There's a major blockage. Whatever the Widowmaker aorta is.
Really?
He had like an 87% blockage or something.
God,
and they
Ross
caught it on this EKG because he was
okay.
getting his knee replaced. Yeah, no, they took him right at the thing, did all the stuff.
Yeah.
Got
Well,
it
maybe
out.
I'll have that. So it's a good thing, right? I mean, it's all
in his case, it was
right.
like because like he would have like that just
Yeah.
would have he just would have like got mad on the freeway or something that would have blown out one day.
And that's it.
That would have been it.
yeah,
It all
good.
drains
Yeah.
out into your fucking chest cavity and you're gone.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, I won't curse again.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Mike Busey did. You know, I would have thought of all the people to come over to our studio that Mike Busey would break our toilet paper holder, but it was Patashaw broke our toilet paper holder.
Well, no, that thing has been broken for a minute.
It has been broken, but it's
Busey shit
usable.
here?
It's usable broken.
Did Mike Busey shit here?
Who hasn't shit here? I don't know he hasn't shit here because he'd have to have his hanger.
Did he puke here? I've puked here.
Oh, I puke here every morning. If I drink too much caffeine, I have to go there to hide puke from Tom.
Great Sugar Ray song.
Are we good for you? Good? You good?
Yeah.
You gelling? Are you gelling?
Yeah, like a felon.
Are you gelling? That's a Dr. Scholl's commercial, right?
Correct.
Are you gelling? I'm gelling like Magellan.
You know, chilling like a villain. That's stupid.
Okay, all right.
Because you wouldn't be chilling that much
Well, villains.
if you were a villain.
I think most
You'd
villains.
be paranoid at least that someone is going to catch you, right?
think,
At all times. You can't.
Are you
be...
working out your new stand-up?
Oh, Ross, this is for
Ross,
Ross.
he's working out.
Here,
Ross,
can
he's working.
take
Hold
this.
on, let me put the camera on. Chilling like a villain. What the fuck's up with that? Hold on.
I only said it because Ross did the rhyming shit.
I like chilling like a villain.
Well, no, the felon thing, that's part of the commercial that Dan was referencing. I was just-
Oh.
But I hard disagree. If I'm like setting up a volcano layer, the first thing I'm doing is setting up a chill room in there because, like, you know, you got that big glass observatory
That's
room
true.
where you yell at your henchmen. That's a
You
given.
do take a second to enjoy. You smoke a little weed before you start loading in
and
your
you
supercomputer.
need somewhere to retreat to. Once you,
Yeah.
you yell at all the henchmen, you get them working
You
on
know
your
who had
plans.
a chill area is old Crazy Kramer.
Like with piano included and all.
No. He just called it the chill zone. What happened to that guy? Poof, disappeared like a vampire in the
No,
night.
he lives in North Carolina, I think.
Yeah, but no, you don't ever hear anything about him anymore. You still hear about TK Law.
Yeah,
Because Trendley.
He
Trendley's
does-
swinging around his big hunting ding dong.
If this is like you don't want to talk about it, but I listen to podcasts that have ads for him in front of it, and he still does
we can
the
talk
ads.
About it. Yeah, it's fine. We have no.
And he still says,
Steven.
and he still says,
Yeah, good. I told him to do that. I told him that's my long con on him. I told him that was cool. It's a long con. I was like, I think you should do it. It stands out. You probably were there when I was doing this.
It's
I was
a
like,
Trojan horse.
I think it stands out to people. When they hear it, they're like, whoa, why is he giving me a crazy.com? And now he continues to do it. It is my gutter. It's my gutter. Would you like to begin, sir?
Yes.
Are you good?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for being here, Ross.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All right, y'all.
There is, let me plug the History Center golf tournament.
Oh, and good news, it's pressure washing day, so that'll happen eventually.
Oh, great. Yeah, on a nice rainy day. Why are they pressure rushing today? Yeah, we don't need it.
Keep this loud jacket off real quick.
There's the Dan echo happening between my two. What do you have us on separate TVs? Oh, that's weird. So now you have like this weird. You have a weird version of me talking to you from all rooms. Hello, frogging Molly. I'll play along. I don't care. I don't think of this job as being special in any way.
He's calling from inside the house.
Yeah, they're always calling from inside the house. Oh, Keyed Up BDM, I'm sorry, man. I'll give you guys a shout out. I'll give everybody a shout out real quick. Big Doug was in there first. Keyed Up was here. Shred Bear. Neo Del Rio. Shell is always in there. Captain Pizza Pants. Kupo is here. Hello, Kupo. Good hanging with you, buddy. Shred Bear gave him a second one. Crystal Apiece. Kendall Hill. Who am I missing? I think Just Jen. Dr. Mush and So. Great name. Ricky. Fascinio. Just Jen.
The pants made out of pizza, or did you just like get pizza all over your pants?
I think it's pizza all over your pants.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I always wanted pants made out of pizza, so I bought Maisie a pair of pants made out of pizza when she was an infant. That's what dads do.
Oh, yeah.
I bought her a whole jumpsuit that was pizza,
Absolutely.
and it was awesome.
If you think my kids didn't wear like all the underoos I
kept
ever
it.
wanted, oh, absolutely.
It's the only thing Maisie, like out of all the little items of clothing, it's the one thing I kept. I was like, just keep the pizza outfit.
You know what we have? We have one. My dad, when my oldest son was born, my dad gave us a Harley Davidson onesie gift pack,
Fuck
right?
yeah, he did.
And every single one of my kids wore that orange Harley onesie, and we still have that one.
Yep, you gotta have one. I know you got some. There's no way Crystal Van let you get rid of all the onesies. No way in hell. I'd bet my life on it.
Oh yeah,
There's onesies hidden all over her.
no, it's a giant.
But I know you have them.
Vacuum-packed baby clothes. Huge.
It's a menagerie of memories.
That I have stuck up in the attic.
It's a prized possession. If you fuck with that, you're dead.
As I'm pushing it back there into the rat hole, I think to myself, I was like, we'll die with this thing up here. The next owners of this house will be cleaning this out of here.
I bet you Crystal knows exactly what's in it. If you said, tell me the contents of the vacuum seal, she'd be able to. She could list it itemized, guaranteed.
But my point is, do we do this just so the next owners of the house can throw it away? Like, why not just throw it away now? You can't do it because emotionally you can't throw it away. But we're doing that, just future throwing it away by stuffing it in the attic.
Yeah, it's a procrastination.
Crazy.
It's procrastination.
It's like, why are we holding these sentimental items when they for sure will be thrown away by strangers in the future?
Okay, I like that. He took a stand. I like that. And Ross and I stepped back, and we were like, "Okay." He said what he said. He said what he said, y'all.
But I stuffed so many things into my attic that will eventually just be thrown away by my sons or a stranger.
Your sons will throw them away.
I'm gonna be honest. I got caught up in "Throw It Away Now," and I have a Red Hot Chili Peppers song going in my head. Like,
that's good.
All right, I'll meet you back here at the studio later, and we'll cut the vocals.
Let's do that.
I'll bring my bass.
And let's finally keep scrolling.
He was trolling. Not scrolling. He doesn't even know his own fucking parody song.
I changed it to scrolling. That's a new TikTok.
Anyway. I'm scrolling and trolling. All right. Great warm-up.
Yep.
All right. Would you like to begin, Tom?
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube, and we'd love for you to join us there. Go there, search out Tom and Dan Live. Come join us, the YouTube and Twitch community. They're my favorite folks. We got to party with most of them this past weekend. On Friday, we had a big pinball party here at the studio. Pizza, Black Magic Pizza everywhere. We had ice cold White Claw, ice cold Coors Lights. The beers were flowing. It was too many beers. Too many beers. It was a little old school.
Ross McCoy's here. How you doing, Ross?
I saw Tom actually played pinball.
He did.
He
stood in front of the machine. I wouldn't say he enjoyed it, but he did stand in front of it. And he let the lights.
He just like communed with a fellow machine.
No, I played all the machines. Well, actually, just 2 of them. We got a new Foo Fighters pinball machine. Thanks to the Pinball Dudes.
Go
Is it set up and ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't turn it on this morning. I'll turn it on for you so you can get going. The Foo Fighters machine is awesome because you get to pick any, like you can go through different, like you're one of the Foo Fighters on a road trip. So the opening scene is you look into your tape bag and you get to pick the first cassette you want to play.
Oh,
Pretty
cool.
Dope. Yeah, it's dope.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you pick your music. Yeah, it's really, really fun.
So which one do I want to be? The guy that cheated on his wife or the guy that OD'd?
I'm Taylor Hawkins. That's who you're thinking of. I want to be Pat Smear just because of his name. You know? I explained that to my daughter because she was asking about the Foo Fighters. I was naming all of them. She's like, who's that? I go, that's Pat Smear. He's named after a pap smear, which is something you'll be getting later as a woman. It's your vagina.
I still don't even know what it is.
Yeah, and why would he want to name himself that? No idea.
Why is it called smear?
Yeah,
Right.
Why is it called a schmear? You know what you should call it? I'm going to the doctor.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that.
Yeah, they don't call it, when you get a blood sample, they don't call it like a blood splat or nothing.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, gotta go get a blood splat. That's great.
What are you smearing?
Don't be, The only thing I smeared were queers.
We're
And
gonna-
you can't do that anymore.
We're going to sample the tumor, give it a slight smoosh, and then we'll give you some information, sir.
Smoosh?
Yeah.
I do like a
A
smoosh.
tumor smoosh.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we gotta send this out for smooshing.
Real quick, the
Oh, we're showing how dumb we are. Welcome to the show, everybody.
the History Center is doing their golf tournament March 10th. If you want to sign up, it's all for to benefit the Orange County Regional History Center.
Yes, sir.
And you can sign up at thehistorycenter.org/golf. It's at the Rio Pinar Golf Course, and
You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me because you could say Rio Pinar? Did you see the way he looked at me? He's like, it's at the Rio Pinar. And he shot a look over at me.
It's an old golf. It's like there's history in that golf course alone.
We need to join a golf club. Not to play golf, but just because, look, if
Yeah,
we're going
just
to
go
work
there
with
and
the
get drunk.
History Center, if we're going to work with the History Center, if we're going to work with the Science Center, if we're going to work with the Orlando Museum of Art, if we're going to work with the heavy hitters here in this city, when it comes to this sort of stuff, you and I need to belong to a country club. All of my friends' dads belong to a country clubs.
How do you do media sales without golfing, Tom?
I can't golf, Ross. I'm horrible.
Have you seen how much golf our current president has played this year? It's a
Yeah,
lot, and he
I
is
know.
getting stuff done.
Well, I should have learned golf when I was
should've,
young because now I can't learn.
No.
And I've been playing the same annual golf tournament for over a decade, and I stink. I'm worse now than I was.
We got to join a club.
No, yeah,
We gotta get a country club.
God.
Well, it's
what
too
about
late
a yacht club?
It's too late you're too late to learn how to play golf. You need to learn how to cheat at golf. Just like hit it and then find your ball, 50 yards past where you hit it, and then, make your way to the hole eventually.
Yeah, but even my swing is embarrassing. I hit the ground. I go tick. Anyway, so
Do you remember that time at that golf tournament when I was doing the heckle hole and
Yes.
I forget what I said, but I heckled you so hard you threw your club?
well, I let it go. by accident.
That's called the Rodney Dangerfield.
It was pretty funny.
Whoa! Yeah, he let go of his club like a novelty 80-year-old fat comedian launching a jumbo golf club into the water.
Yep.
It slid out of my hands. Speaking of networking,
We need to up our networking this year.
Oh, well, we did our Twitch meetup, which the guy Andrew from the Pinball Dudes came and set up 5 pinball machines in our studio.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We took our furniture outside. I showed my sons. I'm like, look at you, missed. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was
'Cause
great.
It looked like an arcade in here, and so we had the doors open. It was a nice night, and.
Well, we had to move the chairs around a little bit because it did look a little redneck at first. Because it was like all of our furniture was out in the ground,
Yeah.
so we had to put some order to it. Because at first
Right.
it looked a little like the Wizard's wedding, where everybody's sitting on like a log or something. It
Or
looked
like you
rough.
guys are being evicted for
Yeah,
failure
it
to
did
pay
look like we were being
rent.
evicted. It did. It
And they're
did.
like, it finally happened. We knew it.
And then these people would walk by and they'd be like, "Is that what you were
Well,
talking about?"
we did so much networking.
Yeah.
People were walking by, you're like, oh, what is this? And then businesses from down the street were like, well, I do a podcast. Here's my business card.
Yeah.
A ton.
But then I was like, you don't do a
Orlando
podcast.
Health gave us they walked by. They
Yeah.
gave us their business card.
Kingston from Orlando City Soccer came here. He's signing autographs for children.
What?
No, that didn't happen.
Oh my God.
And I did realize, I was like, we have a natural inclination to hide podcasts.
Yeah, we do, because it's embarrassing.
Yeah, so first it's embarrassing
It is
from when we
embarrassing.
started.
It's
because
more podcast is more embarrassing than radio. I feel like
Yeah, because it was, but that's
because
only in our
anybody can do
mind.
it. Because anybody can do it.
Yeah, but in society,
Like when
it's
that
a
lady said, "I have
popular-
a podcast too." I'm just gonna say what I say. She said, "I have a podcast too," and then I won't say what it is, but she said what it is. I was like, "Oh, good."
No, she's gonna listen. She told me. Why would you say that?
Well, then,
Why would you say that?
Here, I can fix it. When that man told me he had a podcast, and then he told me, he's like, hey, I have a podcast too. And I was like, oh, good.
But the point is that we hide so often. It's like we don't make,
hiding.
that.
I'm made for hiding, man.
That I forget that if you just put yourself out there,
man.
there's people that want to work with you. They're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, let's do some stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's easy.
I mean, we had doctors walking by. We had like PR people walking by. They're like, oh, wow, we'd love to get some of these pinball machines out to Advent Health. I was like, oh, yeah, we could set that up. This is Andrew from the Pinball Dudes.
Wait until you get those new hips. You'll be able to hide in like a tiny little cabinet.
I know.
You'll be
I used
so
to be able
good
to.
at hiding.
When I was
You'll
a
be so
little,
good.
when I was a little Daniel, like even now, even if as a fatter dad Daniel, even now, I'm so small that I used to be able to get under couches, get under beds. I can't do that anymore. I can't get low anymore.
So on Friday, I was a chaperone for Tommy's mud walk that all of the 5th graders in Seminole County and other counties randomly do. It's weird that it's just like
some people in Volusia did it. Like Tuttle said he did it. I'm like, Tuds.
Yeah.
I was a Volusia County kid, DeLand Middle, DeLand High. Not a thing. And he's like, yes, it is.
Yeah, and whereas my kids went to like a downtown school, which just coincidentally has consistent A ratings across the board, they didn't do it.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah. Most of your hillbilly schools do like to do it.
It is funny.
Hillbilly or trap schools.
Because Andres' daughter went on her 5th grade field trip, and it was to Universal Studios down from Miami.
Yeah.
And then Tommy's like, she went to Universal Studios. And then I tried to tell him, I was like, no, but the mud walk
the mud walk is a rite of passage.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage. And
like trying to tell your sons that an outhouse is better than indoor plumbing.
And I was like,
no, the outhouse is way cooler.
And it teaches you to do something tough, and it's an experience you'll never forget. And
he already forgot it.
Tommy's like, that's ridiculous.
He said that? Oh my God, that's you. That's out of your mouth. That's exactly what you say.
Okay, so we'll start from the beginning. Also,
and we can put a cap on the pinball party because the chat room wanted to end with the fact that you were drunkenly giving business cards to everyone's wife, thinking that they were potential clients.
No, what the hell?
Yeah, Kupo said his wife came home with 2 of your business cards and that she had gotten the full speech on the whole. I'll give you 3 packages.
You never know who wants to advertise.
Okay,
you give this to someone that you know that's rich.
And we will be doing another pinball party in the future, but you have to sign up. You have to subscribe to Twitch or YouTube. There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Mudwalk.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't prepare for anything, and I don't really get the details of what I need to do until like the last minute.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I remember your wife. Now don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
I remember her telling you the details. One of the days she came here, she was kind of like giving you the gist too early.
Okay, so
because I heard Crystal Van telling you what you needed to do.
And didn't you just train for a marathon? Like, you can stick to a schedule if you need to.
He
You
still
can
trains
plan
every
and
day.
prepare
He still trains every day.
and achieve a
every
goal.
day at a
You can
certain
do it if
time,
you
he's
need
like,
to.
bam, locked in.
Yes, but that's what if I do it by myself, Ross, and without my wife, because
without my wife,
because what I've doing let's say planning an event for Tom and Dan, right?
Yeah.
I can do that. I don't need her help. I do it totally by myself.
You do that by yourself,
and with the help of many listeners and Tracy and Daniel,
a couple of pain pill people.
And I'm seeing the event. Who's there running the T-shirt booth? It's your wife.
No.
Not anymore. Now we have Eric.
But anyway, but when anything my wife's involved with, like vacations, any family stuff, school stuff, I just know she'll know the information. She'll tell me right before, right?
Sure.
So then I don't even bother looking it up myself because whatever I'm going to do, she's going to tell me, you got to do it this way. So I just, I don't do anything blank slate.
I'm starting to do that a little bit because the ways that I do things are wrong. I've been told a lot of friction in the Dennis household lately. So I am adopting I am adopting what you're saying. I now will not go in with my own preconceived way of doing things. I'll just come in blank. and just tell me what you need me to do.
Yeah, because I quit preparing myself when my wife was going to tell me a different way to do it. I was like, screw that. There's too much friction here. I'll just show up blank, and then she'll tell me what to do, and then I'll just do that.
I'm on board with that.
It's easier.
I'm on board with that.
Anyway, so she had done the dry walk the day before, which is basically they dissect an owl pellet, and
that's a turd or a barf?
It's a barf. Owls will basically.
Why can't we say owl barf? Why do we have to say pellet?
Because I guess they barf it out as a pellet.
Yeah, it comes out very pellet shaped.
But
There's really
is
nothing
it not
else.
wet at all when it comes out?
So like they an owl is like swooping along at night. He sees a little mouse on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Swoops down, beaks up the mouse. They basically swallow it kind of whole. And then their digestive system, the way it digests, it takes everything away except for like the fur and the bones. And then it compacts that into a pellet, basically. And then instead of like, normal, how we would go to the bathroom, they just cough up that little pellet. And it's a fun thing for fifth graders to pick apart.
Yeah, because there's a little mouse skull in there.
Yeah,
it's
got the whole skeleton in there. Unless the guy he clipped off a foot or something. It's got the whole skeleton in there.
Yeah. So,
okay, that's fascinating.
So then it comes time for the mud walk morning. And
who finds these owl pellets though? I've never thought about that. Like, who's going out in the woods and just like raking for owl pellets?
I don't want to say this because it sounds a little too close to me and Tom, but I think they're fake pellets. Oh, I think they put the bones in there, and I said. I said, don't get mad at me, but that's the most Tom thing I've ever said on this blanking show. But I thought about this. I go, I bet that pellet's fake because they can't give a mouse skull to every kid. We'd run out of mice. Fake.
We're like, wait a minute, these are straight Wuhan pellets.
Yeah, these are Wuhan pellets.
So are they're faking the skeleton, or are they have some like industrial press where they put mice in like
the skeletons are all because they're bleached, right? The bones look a little too bleached. They look like shells from a shell shop at Daytona Beach.
Because owl
fake
acid
pellets.
is like eating away everything.
Fake pellets.
Interesting.
Fake pellets.
So,
is there an owl factory where they're just coughing pellets onto a conveyor belt?
It's gotta be.
How often do they cough out a pellet too?
You got it. Well, they eat once a day or something. We really need an owl.
Because I mean, if it were me, I'm like 5 pellets a day, man.
If you're a raptor expert, call in now. 1-800-TOM, 1-800-DANCE.
You know what would help?
Do they collect them
Dino
at the,
Jimmy?
at
Dino
the,
Jimmy can help us.
Hold on, but every fifth grader gets their own pellet, and there's hundreds and hundreds.
Thank you. Dan is right. Fake pellets.
Do they collect them at the zoo?
They don't collect them at the zoo. What do you think? There's a warehouse with 1 billion owl pellets in it. They're like, oh, we need this for the kids.
Because you couldn't find them in the wild.
Fake.
No way. This is a zoo pellet, right?
Yeah, and once that thing falls out of its mouth, and then some other animal eats it or steps on it.
Maybe. You know how like you can train a crow to bring you shiny stuff by feeding it? Maybe they have owls trained to just cough the pellets up into a big container.
Yeah, you guys
for Seminole County schools. 5 Seminole, 1 Volusia.
Now, did every kid get their own? Or did they have to share a pellet?
No, every kid got their own. I guess maybe they did it in a group. I'm not sure. I wasn't there for that day.
Did they get to take the skeleton home?
Yeah, because Crystal said there was a skull in her backpack or something.
No, Crystal got to take it home. The kids couldn't, and then Crystal had to give it to Tommy to bring back to the kid who found the skull. It was like a whole
They just steal it?
You
have to put it in an orifice to get it out of the skull?
Yeah, it was like,
I kept this rat skull in my anus.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, like, why would you have to do that? Well, who cares?
I was like the way they grabbed it fast.
This is a perfect. Can I go sideways? But I swear it ties into smuggling bones. A listener told me I can fill out a form and I can take my hip bone home.
No way.
Yeah. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, dude.
If Crystal can take a rat skull home, I'm taking home my own. It's my leg, dude.
Right, absolutely.
I'm taking it home, and I'm going to wear it around my neck as a necklace. I'm going to have Goldsmith and Jewelry Shop. I'm going to have the designer there, David. I'm going to have him. I'm going to have it silver plated, and I'm going to wear it like Jelly Roll wears a chain.
Silver is the right choice.
But
silver is the correct choice. Thank you.
You said you have to send it to a morgue first?
Okay, I didn't want to talk about that part. Why? The gross part is in order to smuggle it out, I guess the doctors have to send it to a morgue where they clean it and sign off on it, and then I have to go pick it up from the morgue, which makes it way grosser and cooler.
I think technically a giant owl eats it and coughs it up, and at that point it's a pellet,
oh my God.
and then you can take it home.
What if Brendan O'Connor dressed as an owl?
Okay.
This is an art installation for Orlando downtown. Eats me.
Okay, all right.
and then coughs my leg bone out and then you dig through and you find my leg bone and you hold it up.
I will
I'll tell
not
you,
do
that's
that.
an art
I will
installation.
not be involved in that.
Okay, it's a bad idea.
Anyway, so Crystal, she's like, all right, you need to here. I give you a backpack with 2 towels. And
wait. Back to the dry walk. Was there walking involved, or they just picked apart an owl pellet?
No, they walked down some trails, but
Okay.
dry trails, and then we're doing the mud walk trails this morning.
Okay.
So then Crystal's like, "Here's the backpack. You put some 2 towels in there." And I was like, "Wait a minute, it doesn't say on the."
There's towels in here. and
It
then
doesn't say
there's
to bring towels on the thing. It just says show up. We got everything.
What are you wearing? A bathing suit?
No, I bought some sort of like cheap pants at Walmart.
You bought strip club pants. Hey, everybody, you bought strip club pants.
Which I say these are cheap pants at Walmart. I'm like, I'm going to wear these to work. I put them on. They're like Adidas. Because Tracy told me not to wear sweatpants because they suck up too much mud.
Then they fall
Not
down
to wear
your ding
jeans.
dong falls out. Then
Yeah.
all the kids go, he bicks it. Ew.
And then they're like, don't wear jeans because, so wear some sort of athletic pants or like nylon or like sports.
You wore like hockey gear.
No, I bought some Adidas pants. And anyway, so Crystal gives me a backpack.
Why'd you dress as the sheep?
with I stick 2 lunches in there, 2 towels, an extra hat, some sunscreen, all that.
Yeah.
And
Did you bring anything for Tommy?
she zips it up. She's like, "Here we go." And then I'm like,
Here we go.
it doesn't say to bring any of this stuff." And she's like, "Oh, trust me, I went on yesterday. You need all this stuff." I'm like, "Okay." Never. By the way, walked the entire day through the mud with that backpack. Never opened it once. Take it all the way back to my car. We weren't even eating lunch.
It was
there.
emergency.
Yeah. No, so all this, I'm carrying a backpack for nothing all day. Anyway, so I show up to the school. And I go into the class. I'm a little bit early.
That's weird.
I'm always late because of Crystal.
Yeah,
you see,
yeah.
well, when if it's just me,
Oh, you were trying to sneak that rat skull back into the classroom before anybody noticed.
He has been beating this drum for years. And if this makes Crystal mad, I'm sorry, but he has been
she'll
telling
never
me
listen.
for years that he's like, look, man, and true to his point, like first person at the studio today, early. Like, I mean, this guy's like early, and he's like, it's Crystal, and I think you're right.
yeah,
I believe
prefer
you. I
to get
believe
there.
you.
She was telling me, she was like, "Oh no, you don't need to get there till 9." And they're like, "Don't we
You
leave at
slide
9?"
in there right as they crack open the owl pellet.
Yeah, I'm like, no. If you get there early, you just have to stand around. Like, she hates standing around.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's better to stand around than be late and then rush. And you're like, oh God. And then you wait, make people wait for 5 minutes or waiting for you. It's like, what the hell? You're mentally ill.
Yeah, the anxiety of that drives me crazy. But yes, anyway.
Anyway, so I get there, and then as I get there, the teacher's like,
Do you bring a cooler of White Claw?
duct taping the kids' shoes on, right? Because they got to duct tape their shoes. So
I thought those were the poor kids.
so it doesn't get stuck in the mud because it's waist deep in mud, and so as you pull your foot out, you'll leave your shoe like stuck in the mud if you don't duct tape your shoes on.
By the way, they also duct tape your shoes on when you go to Universal Studios and you're riding the amazing roller coasters.
Yeah.
They want to make sure your Crocs don't fly off because you're having too much fun.
And so the teacher hands me a roll of duct tape. She's like, "Oh, Tommy's dad's here. He could help duct tape your shoes." So I go and I start duct taping the kids' shoes on, right? And so
What a weird thing to ask men to do.
yes, I'm
Here, duct tape these kids' shoes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to do. Duct tape around kids is weird.
Which I'm like duct taping extra tight because all I could think of is like me doing it wrong and the kids losing their shoes. And they're like, "I lost my shoes." They're like, "Oh, Tom didn't do it right."
Did you loose tape it, you idiot?
So
So what are you doing? You doing like a boxing wrap, kind of like
Yeah,
around the sole and then up to the
Crisscross.
ankle, or what?
Yeah. like a
Go
just-
through each toe.
like
Yeah.
a Justin Jefferson wide receiver, tape your cleats on type of.
Under, over.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to overdo it, but it was basically over the laces and then around the bottom.
Yeah.
And then maybe a couple around your pant leg to keep the mud out
That's
of your
what Jelly
pants.
Roll has to do when he goes to rebounders. Like really wrap them on there.
So like, why didn't this teacher get sports tape as opposed to duct tape, which is for, I think, duct?
Duct tape
No.
is part of the tradition.
Yeah,
Ross.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
because it's been working for 40 years.
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah,
like
it's always been
and
duct tape,
again,
seriously.
And it's amazing when even when I made this post, how many people they're like, oh, I did this in '88 and stuff like
Crazy.
like in same school your kid went to in 1988, same place. I'm like, God damn,
Yeah.
like that's a long tradition.
We've been
of
dunking.
mud walking.
We've been dunking some of the worst Castleberry residents into the sewer for years.
It's a long tradition, and so anyway, so I duct tape. So then I run out of duct tape. So the teacher has her roll of duct tape. So then I'm standing, and then I remember I'm like, oh, I threw duct tape in my backpack.
Boom.
Because so I'll be
Always
extra
prepared.
helper,
Always
help because
prepared.
now and then the teacher will recognize and the kids
Yeah.
that Tommy's
You might
dad
get
is
to make out with the teacher. She
always
likes you.
watching, always prepared. And so I go over and get my duct tape, and then I go back over to a student. And as I open it up like this, it goes poof.
Oh, the dry.
It explodes in a what I can only describe
LeBron?
as a LeBron dust cloud, because the duct tape I grabbed from my toolbox
belonged to your dad.
was apparently 25 years old.
Oh
because I had
my God.
I have a tape drawer that are
Yeah.
a bunch of different tapes, and I grabbed maybe the oldest one, and so old duct tape will literally disintegrate into a cloud of what I think
paper.
I think it's like
All
little
the
fibers.
Fiber.
It's just sticky and
fiberglass.
fiber. Well,
Yeah.
it's like a little fiber, like mesh grid with like sticky on the back of. That's all duct tape is.
Yeah, the
and
grid.
Your fibers were so old and dry rotted, they just exploded when you
Yeah,
opened
yeah.
it.
And then
Wow.
Masking tape will do this too, where you'll pull it
all
and it
over
just
myself.
goes,
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
And so it poofs up, and then I'm like, oh my God. And then so it's all the dust everywhere. I'm blowing it under the cabinet, and then I'm like, I immediately throw it away. So then I have to wait till the new duct tape roll. Anyway, so I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah. Are the
So-
kids into it? Like, are they pumped up? Are they like, yeah, mud
Yeah,
mud walk?
They don't know what to expect, because they've never done this, and there's very little. There's some pictures now because of social, but there's not like a website that I know of that like promotes it. Anyway, the kids.
Yeah, no, a school that teaches with mud can't put a website together.
Well, of all the people that have done this, there's there's social media pics you could maybe find, but anyway, the kids and even myself, like I didn't know what to expect. And apparently it's always different. Like people have told me like, oh yeah, I've been one year where the mud was super deep or
one year they
watery.
didn't even have mud.
Yeah. So
like,
there's
what?
there's sometimes there was dry year. So anyway, we show up.
Oh,
And
those classes are doomed. If
we-
there's a dry year of mud walk, that class, just give that class up.
No, what are they learning?
Yeah.
they start off with like catching basically invertebrates and like tiny river like creatures in the mud.
I don't
to
remember
start
being
off.
out there during your.
And
Get him!
They give the kids nets, and then they catch. They go in the river, walk in the river, and then like it's like a little creek actually, not a river, but they catch in a net and they put it in a bin. And then they teach them about
Was
what's
it
in the
dredged?
river.
Like, did you get to like chit chat any of the other adults out there to kind of like answer any of the questions that you had?
Well, everybody gets I guess a park ranger that's in charge. That is our guide.
Hat or no hat?
That I believe no hat.
I like it when they dress like.
She was really good though,
Yeah.
and she knew. And then
Wait,
then
what?
there's 5 chaperones and the teacher and then the guide, right? So then we do that first. Then it's time for the mud walk, right? And it's cold. It's probably like 53, 55
it was
degrees
really cold
or
that
whatever.
morning you did it.
What are they catching? They catch like some tadpoles, or like they catch little.
Like more worms and stuff that's hidden in the leaf silt and like tiny invertebrate little bugs and like the fish
Oh,
they try
okay.
to get out quick.
Just show
so
them
they
all
don't
the
kill
stuff that's going to be burrowing into their toes if their duct tape shoes fall off.
This is everywhere. That is funny. You know what? Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so the number one thing I got out of this whole experience was how awesome it is that they do this. All right, and how tough the kids are, and our perception of kids. Like I feel like
so taking them to Universal not as awesome.
Well, because everybody could do that, right?
Right.
And I feel
but not everybody could drop your kids off behind the dump to walk in the river.
It's trails, mud trails, like back, and there's other schools doing it at the same time, but like where the trails are, it's straight up like waist deep. It was waist deep for me. I had to take my cell phone out of my pocket.
Oh my God.
And it's mostly water, like and so you're walking, and the kids are chest deep in water. And I put it up on my social media, my Instagram. But they're and it's freezing cold, and they walked through. No kids complained. No kids were like, "Ew, I'm not doing this." And they all did it like champs.
Yeah, that's
you know
awesome.
what I'm saying? Like, and I was surprised, like, because I didn't want to even like. They were like, "All right, here," like we start walking in like, waist deep, cold ass water at 53 degrees in the in the morning time, and
53 degrees in the morning, my favorite time.
and the kids all did
That's
it.
awesome.
And then there was a part like where the guide put me at this log where you can go over or under the log, right? And she was like, hey, you can give the kids the option to go over or under. And then there was only like it was like a foot of space before the water. So when you swung under the log, like you got your whole back wet and the back of your head wet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nobody wanted to get your head wet in this cold ass mud water, but they all chose under. And I was proud of every kid there.
Let me blow your mind, because I hear the listeners are hearing, you're hearing, I'm hearing the over under log. People in the chat room are like, "Oh, I love the over under log."
Yeah,
It's a thing.
They've been doing it.
They've been doing it so long that it's a thing.
And you know what I like the most about it is that the kids didn't necessarily have a fun, right? Like it was they were not like, yay, awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
But I bet there's a feeling of like, I bet afterwards they were like, "Oh, that was cool."
Accomplishment.
Yeah.
Because like this was hard to do. Like this was something like walking in the freezing cold water mud through trails was difficult, and we all did it
but
together.
They were laughing.
They were laughing, but it was like even Tommy is like that was difficult. That was kind of not miserable, but a likened to miserable. It was just like, or it was just a hard thing, and the kids, and I'm sure a lot of kids have fun
sitting in the auditorium eating candy. But
I liked it.
I ask Maisie all the time, like, "What'd you do today?" She's like, "We went to the auditorium and I was eating candy all day." And I'm like, "Okay."
Underneath the veneer of learning about worms, you know what this is an initiation ritual. This is this is a rite. This is like
it's a rite of
the
passage.
Elysian mysteries back in Greek times. They'd truck you out into the desert, give you some mushrooms, do a big pyrotechnics show, and you all had a shared experience that you went back to society with, and you're like, we're a brotherhood now because we all did this thing together. And it's true. Like the chat room's chiming in, like, I did it 80 years ago.
It's
back
nonstop. It's
back when Tom's
nonstop.
duct tape was manufactured.
And that's funny because you're probably one of many dads whose duct tape has exploded out there. This thing has happened so many times. It kind of sucks that I didn't get to do it. Now, Andrea did remind me that we got the Pioneer Art Settlement, and we did get Cape Canaveral Seashore. And Cape Canaveral Seashore was my mud walk. I met a guy over the weekend that has a pufferfish in his tank, in his like saltwater tank.
Yeah.
And I have a vivid memory that's burned into my brain that will never leave me of going and walking the Cape Canaveral Seashore and having the ranger find a baby pufferfish, and we got to hold it. And it blew my mind. And I'll never forget it. I think I probably told that story on the podcast like 10 times. I'll never forget it. And that was our mud walk. So I wonder if what would really be sad are the places that don't have this. Or I'd be interested to see some of the other ones. Like, where are my Cape Canaveral Seashore folks out? Email me if you got to do that. Because me and Andrea both did that.
And I liked it because
there they are, DeBerry Joe, Cape Canaveral Seashore. It's funny. It's almost like they all got to have that, right?
Yeah. I think it's something you remember. I don't remember my 5th grade field trip.
You must have had one.
But
we had a lot going on too.
Yeah. That was a year my dad died, so maybe I didn't
Why would
do
you?
it.
Yeah, you may not have gone. Sorry, I didn't want to bring that up, but I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, you probably don't. You had a lot going on then.
I don't know if I can't remember.
See, when those of us were at Cape Canaveral Seashore, I'm holding a baby pufferfish. You were being sat down, being told you are the man of the family, which is a whole different level of doing something hard, right? And you over or under, and you had to go under the log, and
Yeah, it just there's a narrative out there, and this is what struck me the most is because as I'm watching all these kids in 5th grade, get in this mud, not complain, they all willing to do it, all went under the log, all were troopers about it, and you know what I'm saying, like none of them
make you feel good about the future.
Well, and I perpetuate this too, where I'm like constantly looking at my sons, and they're on their devices, and they're not playing outside, and it's like that's where we're at in 2025. Is they're not riding their bikes outside, they're playing with their friends on Roblox. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's different, and so I think I'm like, oh well, this is causing them to not want to be out in nature and be weird. They're not adventurous or whatever. And then I think, well, if this is happening to my sons, it's happening to a generation of these kids the same age, right? But then I see this generation of kids all different, and they all walk through the mud, and they're all fine with it. None of them said, like, I refuse to do this, or like, hey, or screaming, oh, I'm not doing it. They just did it. And they did it just like they did it 40 years ago in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. And I was like, okay, we need to stop freaking out too much about like the generation, how it's, totally, weaker than my generation back. It's like, all kids are the same. They're fine.
Yeah. You've been yelling that at us, maybe. I don't know.
Was it the whole class, or did like maybe some kids opt out even before the mud started?
No, I asked him. No, I asked Tommy. I was like, "Is everybody here?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yep, everybody's here."
Awesome.
And so I was like, "Now that may not be this is just Tommy's class. Who knows?" But I just was surprised. I thought it was going to be like maybe 3/4 of the class and like a 15% didn't show up for this or whatever. Like they all did it.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was
Yeah,
cool.
the chat room checking in with some of theirs. We had a Barberville art settlement. We had a trip to FP&L. That's a weird one. Tracy says she went to 3 Mile Island in Pennsylvania. That's a weird one too. A lot of them would go to a lot of different places. Kennedy Space Center is another one for 5th grade. That's a good one.
You can tell your school's really poor when you go do a tour of something nobody has any interest in, like a water plant or a power plant or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the plants were all we got for a minute. Like, I remember, like, we didn't get any, like, DeLand High, DeLand Middle, we didn't get a lot of good. We were, like, where things had to come to us. So we got the shows that would come, like Up With People. I still got those guys. I got the Power Team. I got the bodybuilding guys. I got those guys.
I think we did a tour at Three Rivers Stadium one time. Like they bust us up into Pittsburgh and took us through Three Rivers when it was empty.
I'm surprised you didn't get the best of being in Miami.
Well, Crystal did the Everglades mud walk and stuff, so apparently that was a thing. And maybe, I was doing that as a kid anyway, going out to the Everglades.
Raised in the mud.
Yeah.
That's true.
So maybe my mom was like, he doesn't need to do this because he's literally just
He's got his own sand pile in the yard. He doesn't need to go on a mud walk.
He was also just in the Everglades riding his four-wheeler.
Kid's toes is full of worms already.
This guy doesn't
with his
need
grandpa.
vertebrates.
Also, another thing I did this weekend, I did that Immerse festival downtown. Did you know about that, Rob?
I went the first year they had it, and it was like statues in the street and stuff and weird light displays, and that was years and years ago, though.
Was it a man painted like a statue? God damn, I love a man painted like a statue.
It was a bunch of performers, and like there were like gymnasts.
Where was it? Did they when I went, they shut down Orange Ave, and it was just all out in the street. Okay,
it was Orange Ave, and all the way to Dr. Phillips. There was a huge Dr. Phillips display going on at the lawn area there, and then all the street, and then Church Street. It was like 10 blocks. It was gigantic.
Wow.
It was like bigger than I thought, and way more performers than I thought. I saw Dizzle Funk there.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Hosting on the main stage, and they were doing huge performances there. And then the streets were just filled with mini performances. Like there were people spinning on balls. Like there were like old men and from the Shriners Club playing trumpets, and all this a fire twirler.
Was there any like rhyme or reason to it, or was it just madness?
It was just it was cool.
I do like it when it's like just madness.
Yeah. And then
was there any like kind of fringe horning in on it, like just weird street performers cameras
Yeah.
with buckets
Yes,
and stuff.
there
Yeah.
were
Oh, nice.
there's some of that too.
Excellent.
Yeah. I mean, if there's there's an old man spinning on a ball, I'm dragging my buckets out, making some money.
So I was
Oh, yeah.
there to do the Orlando Science Center foam explosion that Spencer was hosting,
Yeah.
and they did one every hour, and they had a different guest come every hour to help them with the foam explosion.
Was it a big setup and fake like your dumb rocket?
Yeah.
It was the thing you see. They mix liquid nitrogen and with hot boiling water, and it poof explodes.
Yeah, you sent me the video. I got it if you want me to show it to people.
Well, so on the way there, I decided I was like, I'm gonna take Tommy and Max and Crystal are gonna go with me. They'll watch this because they'll enjoy it, and we'll see Immerse downtown. So we parked. We're walking
Did
in.
Crystal make you take a backpack with 2,000 in it?
It's like, where's my-
I bitch about that the whole time. But I see the Marita bread sign, and I'm like, oh, Brendan
Oh, yeah.
O'Connor's over there
Yeah.
because I've seen his social media posts.
with nipples.
And then then I see Brenda, right? Because Brendan O'Connor's dressed in drag and as the character Brenda,
Yep.
and they're in front of the Marita bread sign. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say hi to
A
her.
grown man
Yeah.
with dress and drag like that.
DJ
Just
Swain was out there too.
come see me the 27th in Sanford.
and-
Drag comedy.
yeah.
There you go. There you go.
And so I immediately think to myself, I'm like, I wonder if Max and Tommy, like, because we're going to go up to Brenda and then I'm going to give her a hug and then talk to him and then leave. And then I wonder if Max and Tommy is going to ask me,
Who
we're
is that?
questioning, like, what,
Yeah,
like,
what's
what's
going
going on
on
here?
here?
You know? Because Brenda is 6'1", right?
Yeah, maybe taller with the boots.
Big balloon tees,
Yeah,
big
with nipples.
Yeah. Full, like, I mean, it's
had, like,
a
afro
over the top.
puffs.
Yeah. Like,
Like-
glitter beard, pink glitter beard.
Yeah.
It was all, I mean, like, it's not something that's subtle, right? And then so I saw Brenda. I was talking to her for a while. Then I left. My sons never asked.
Yeah.
They never even brought it up. Like, hey, what was happening? What, like,
Well,
Yeah.
but in the middle of a wild street festival where they've closed down the streets and there's art installations everywhere, that context of that, you could talk to a giant man lady with no. Now,
I
if,
guess so.
now if Brenda came out to the mud walk
That's a
and started
woman.
duct taping
Yeah,
shoes,
yeah.
that would be.
No,
They
that's a
won't let her out
woman. I
there.
mean, with what we do, that's just a tall woman that knows Daddy from the show, right?
No, it's obviously.
Did
I mean,
they
he's got
know?
a beard. Sometimes like it's a drag.
Yeah,
you know,
but like
it's a man
if you
in drag.
ask them, do you think they would definitely know? That's my point. Because they may have, if you're just half engaged, you may just be like, oh, he's hugging a woman.
Yeah. Maybe.
The beard is really the only defining thing that's like, you take the beard away, it's just a big woman.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
I'm wondering if they look that closely. I'd love to see what they say.
they were standing right, and I introduced. I was like, "Yeah, these are my sons," and she was,
and they're super polite. They'll be
Brenda-
like, hello, like,
Yeah,
hi,
yeah. So
they'll say hi, but they don't know where they're at.
And then as I'm walking, I'm waiting for a question. Nothing. I'm like, "Oh, those are my sons." Like, just not question,
Yeah.
not care. Just
But again, a block away, there's a guy dressed like a Komodo dragon chasing around ladies
Yeah,
dressed
I
like
guess so, right.
flies.
That's
You know,
true.
so
That's true. Yeah, it might just be. This is a festival of some sort. Yeah.
So I see Spencer, and we're getting ready to do this the foam explosion
This is
at
awesome.
6 o'clock, right? So he's got his lab coat on, whatever, and then I prepared. Okay,
Did
so
you have a lab coat? Where's your lab coat?
no, well. I told myself, like, as a kid, when I was watching, like, the Today Show, and Al Roker used to do a foam explosion, right?
You were mean to Al.
and then he'd put on a raincoat and safety goggles
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I told myself, as young Tom Van,
Yeah.
I'm like, if I ever get to do that, I'm not gonna put on no safety gear.
I'm not gonna be a pussy like Al Roker, that melted fudge sickle.
And so I'm not gonna wear any safety goggles or a
Yeah.
raincoat or whatever. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
gonna let off the foam explosion.
And I'm
whatever.
not wearing condoms either. I'm Tom Van.
And I stuck to it.
Yeah.
And-
No raincoats for this guy.
and I'm only saying happy birthday if you're 105.
So when I showed up and the Orlando Science Center team asked me, they're like, "Do you want a poncho, safety goggles?" I'm like, "No, sir,
No.
I don't need it."
I'm a
like,
raw
Remember Al Roker? Did Al Roker appear in your bed? He's like,
And then I'm like,
hello there, Tom. Don't you dare put on that raincoat.
I'm gonna live out my dream of what I said I'm gonna do,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do this foam
I'll show
explosion
you, Al
around.
Roker.
Yeah.
And so then it's time for the the whole crowd. There's a ton of people downtown.
Dude, it was a massive event.
I mean, there must be tens of thousands of people that go downtown for this thing. It's gigantic. So a bunch of people gathered, and then Spencer gets up there, and then I see one of the Orlando Science Center, people. They have my wireless mic, and there's something wrong with the batteries. Right, so then they're like, "Oh God, something's wrong with the battery."
Microphone for the idiot's not working.
And then I was like, "Don't worry, it's fine.
I can scream."
I'll just go out there and scream because I don't want to make anybody feel bad or be like, "Oh, I need this mic." I don't need a mic.
Don't worry. I'm not even here.
Yeah. I don't want to slow the Science Center down. They invited me out there to be, whatever. All that's important is my son see that I'm important enough to be the guy that gives the countdown to set this foam off.
But don't you want to be the guy that's like, how come you didn't test that before I got here? What the hell kind of show are you running around here?
No, I'd never say
I'm
that.
Tom Vance.
I don't need that.
Let's get a new battery pack in this stack. Come on, guys. I shouldn't have to be doing this. Talent, not crew.
No.
Talent, not crew.
As an Orlandan, I feel like our science center should be able to handle the science of batteries.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
Step one, put the battery in the microphone.
Yeah. I've empirically proven you got to plug the thing in the night before.
I blame Spencer. I blame Spencer.
Those,
I also feel there's a little tension between you and Spencer lately since you've become thinner.
Important stuff to do. They're pouring liquid nitrogen into barrels. They're gonna do the whole thing.
I believe it was Louis Pasteur who proved that you should have some extra batteries with you.
It's true. Absolutely true.
And so so Spencer gets up in front. He's like, "Hey, this is what we're doing." He's got
What?
He's
can't hear you. Do you
no,
have a microphone?
He's got a headset mic.
And you're pissed. You're pissed. You're like, I want to be like, I'm Garth Brooks. I'll be like Garth Brooks.
So
I'm shameless.
He's got a headset mic and he's talking. I'm standing next to Spencer,
looking like an idiot with no microphone.
As a celebrity, volunteer that's setting off. They got. By the way,
celebrity volunteer. That's right under celebrity bartender. Oh, boring.
I think they had a news person do it after me because she showed up early, and then I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" I didn't recognize her. I'm like, "I don't watch the news," and she's like, "I don't listen to podcasts."
Oh my God, media fight.
That's what we said in our
Everyone
minds.
has a podcast. No one watches the news. yeah, media fight.
We're both dying media.
It's probably somebody I know. It's probably somebody I know that I'll hear about it later. They'll be like, I met your business partner. He's a real dick.
And so I'm standing next to Spencer. He's talking on his, headset mic.
Now, is it a black headset mic or is it the one that's nude to blend into your cheeks?
The tiny.
I like the nude blend into my cheeks.
No, it's the big old school big ball.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's the 90s NSYNC one.
Yeah, I don't like that one. That's called a Jeff Jarrett.
So he's standing up and he's like, I'm just going to do show you guys what we're doing, but we're going to do it in a grand scale behind us. And they're all the volunteers from the Science Center are prepping the giant trash cans, and he's going to do a mini one right in front. So he pours the liquid nitrogen in, and he's telling everybody. So I wanted to get out my Al Roker bit because I prepared it for the audience on the drive there. Wait a minute, you weren't supposed to do.
This is literally for the Science Center. You're just, hey everybody, it's Tom Bad from Tom and Dan. Thanks for being here. That's all you have to say. You don't have to go like, as a young boy.
They brought me out to do a little intro and
like some people have said in the past, that hey everybody, what's going on in Orlando? It's Tom Bad.
And then the best, so they brought you out special. They got a wireless mic and everything, and the best you can come up with is a story about child you disdaining safety gear, and then adult you saying, "Yeah, kid, me, great idea."
I told myself I'd never be as gay as Al Roker wearing safety goggles. Why would you say that?
Well, there's a reason why they invite the celebrity podcaster out. They don't just they want you to do a
hold on. Think about what you just said.
And it's not an Al Roker story.
Think about what you just said. Celebrity podcaster, which is the funniest thing I've ever. Celebrity podcaster.
They don't want you to sit there and wave. They want you to get out there and do something. Start tap dancing. Then they want you to say something funny to get the crowd laughing.
We're going to start with a small prayer. If you'll bow your heads, please.
So just do some sort of joke. A little,
a little
icebreaker. Yeah, a little phone breaker.
A little anecdote about the 5th most popular weatherman in America.
The crowd would laugh at that.
How many Al Roker fans I got it on there.
Where it's all
Hey,
about
what's going on, everybody? I'm Tom Van. How many Al Roker fans we got over there today? Can I get a hell yeah?
Not wanting to wear the safety. Anyway, so then I have to lean in and
Oh,
talk.
apparently nobody's a fan of black weathermen.
So I have to lean in and talk on Spencer's cheek.
You're kissing him. You're kissing him.
No, I just have to get close enough so the
I
crowd.
know it looks like I'm going to kiss Spencer, but I'm not. I want to tell you about Al Roker.
So as
So you guys are leaning into the same mic, like the lead guitarist and the singer, and like a ballad.
He's doing backing vocals in Foreigner.
So I lean in to start. I go, "What else, a young boy?" And I was watching the Today Show. Like I was leaning in.
Were you overmodulating?
What else, a young boy? And then as I'm saying that, Spencer dumps the hot boiling water, and it goes, and it blows hot water and boiling, searing hot water off my pants. I'm wearing exactly what I'm wearing right now, and I'm like, yeah!
Burned your D.
It burned it didn't burn me, but it like hot ass foam water sprayed all of the left side.
And you had just bicked your papas down, so it was fresh and raw.
So I get blown out by the hot water. So
And you couldn't tell back then, but Al Roker was wearing a cup too.
So then I'm half wet, and then Spencer's like, "You want to count down the big one?" And then I'm like, "All right." So then I start counting down. He's like, "Count down from 10."
I don't know 10.
So then and when's the last time you've done the finger countdown? I was like a 10.
You were like, Dad, I got nothing.
I've never had to because I've always had a wireless mic. So.
When is the last time I've done the finger countdown?
Yeah. Well, I had to abandon it halfway through because I realized I'm off of my fingers and my words and my fingers are off. And then I'm like, the audience are going to see.
Oh, damn it, I'm saying 7, but I'm on 5.
You're doing the old give me 2 hot dogs and holding up 3 fingers?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah. And then they blow off the foam.
Do you want to see it? I got a video of it here. Hold on.
Okay.
And it went up your pants again.
Okay.
No. This one.
Oh, hold on. Let me grab this guy here. All right, here we go. I think this is the. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. There we go. Yeah, boom. That is pretty damn impressive, man.
And then I just slow motion walk off like Kid Rock.
Yeah, I do like that. You did walk up like Jesse James' Monster Garage when he blows up the creation of the
yeah.
So was your family impressed?
You know what? Just like Brenda, they never said nothing. Like they didn't say, "Oh, that was awesome," or like they
It's
just
pretty
were like,
awesome,
"All right."
man.
You
I mean,
know?
the whole festival was amazing.
Yeah, they seen too much.
What was their favorite thing down there? Did they have something that they were
Nothing.
like?
Never mentioned.
No, my wife talked to Crystal about it. Crystal was like, I wasn't interested.
We ate dinner at some Mexican restaurant on Church Street, and then there was
you're the foam guy.
There was a rapper rapping to no one on stage in front of Church Street. Like he was the beginning ones before it got dark and a lot of people came. There was like 5 people around the stage, and he was giving it his all. And then Crystal's like, "You know what? I'm gonna go up there."
Oh, don't do that. Don't be that lady.
And she's like, "I'm gonna go up there and say how good of a job he did, because
And what's
say
your name?
How much I appreciate it."
T-Fresh, I love your rhymes, T-Fresh.
And then she goes up there.
Do you have any CDs for sale that this white woman could awkwardly purchase?
And I'm like, I think you made it worse for him because of some nerdy old white lady asking how much he appreciated your art. Yeah.
I was over there picking some lint off my sweater, and I loved some of your raps.
Yeah. I'm like, you just made it where he probably quit after this. he was like, that's it. That was
What
the
did the
last
boys
straw.
think about the rapper?
Never said nothing. Never said nothing about nothing. Anyway, all right, let's take a break.
Yeah, man.
Come back, and we got a bunch more things to talk about.
A couple more Al Roker stories.
Yeah. We will be right back. All right. Save that guy. That went pretty fast.
It says duct tape can go bad in like 2 years.
Yeah, in 2 years? Okay.
So can masking tape. Masking tape I did.
You think it'll last longer than 2 years?
I said I've got duct tape.
When we painted
I can
Maisie's
eat a
room.
beef jerky after 2 years.
You know the blue tape? I always use the blue tape now because Maisie's room when we painted it blue,
Yeah.
we had the white tape, and when you pulled the white tape, it did the same thing, but we had just painted. So when I pulled that, there's white dust just going on the part we painted.
The
I'm like,
fibers
oh, great.
dry rot.
Yeah.
Now, was it like in the garage unheated or something? Because like
Yes.
temperature can affect it.
Okay.
Says, yeah.
It's just in the drawer. Anyway.
One and two. Raw. Two.
Do you want to talk about that Darnell Rollins?
Yeah. Let's talk about it a little bit. Or I can play that that one video, that funny video that I saw, just because it's super fast. Oh, gross. I want to ask, maybe we can bring it up when we come back. I want to talk to Craig about the color of the sky thing when they were shooting those powders into the air over Lake Eola. That looked.
What was
It
that?
was where you were at. That's what I thought you were doing. You didn't see that? Let me see.
No, I never saw. I know there was fireworks going off, but what it was it dust fireworks?
It was, yeah, it's like color of the sky, Orlando. I thought it was the thing you were doing. This is it right here. Here, watch it from. There it is. Look, it's fireworks, but then it's what you were kind of talking about. It was right near where you were at over Lake Eola. They were doing it like around the same time. And I was like, oh, that's kind of like going along with Tom's idea for color, but not sound. So you take out the sound of this and you just make it so you can put these crazy poisonous powders in the air that kill us all. But, you know.
What is it? Do they go up like fireworks?
Yeah. Yeah,
There's-
they're all
there's-
exploding like fireworks.
There's festivals in India where they just like that powder, they just grab it by the handful and throw it around in the street. And
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Those Powder Fest.
Ah, yes.
Indian Powder Fest.
Indian
Yeah, I know
familiar.
exactly.
I'm very familiar. That's awesome. All right. Would you want to bring us back?
Sure. And what did you want to talk about again?
Let's do the Darnell Rollins. All right, here we go. At 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. So, Daniel, you were telling me that Darnell Rollins from the Chappelle Show
Yeah,
has
we've
been on the
had-
show multiple times.
Yeah, we've had him in here a couple of times. We've talked to him on the phone. So Darnell Rollins is
It's the guy that Tom always thinks another guy is, right?
No, one
Well,
time
he
during an
didn't.
interview,
Well,
EJ said
EJ
that.
told
Twice?
him, and then Tom did not do any checking, and you lazied it, and that's why you fell into EJ's trap. But it wasn't a real trap by EJ because EJ didn't know that wasn't not the guy.
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
still claims that it is the guy, so he can appear smart, but he's not.
Yeah, he claimed he did it on purpose to
correct.
make me look stupid. And
That was a horrible way of saying it, but it's a Monday. But
No, as somebody who plays trivia with EJ, I've seen all of his dumb tricks before. so I know.
all the dumb tricks.
Yeah.
So Darnell Rollins, great comedian. I've seen him before. He's freaking hilarious. One of the best that I've seen. But apparently he's been getting like a reputation recently, and you'll probably know a decent amount about this, Ross. I think it happened 4 years ago on the bucket pull internet phenomenon called Kill Tony.
Okay.
That's a podcast and live video stream that you can watch. It's Tony Hinchcliffe and his group of guys. So he had done he had done that before. He'd been on the panel there. Donnell was.
Oh, it's that guy from Tampa?
No, it's
Oh.
the really. I don't know
okay.
if you know who I'm talking about.
Oh,
Here.
yeah. Okay. I'm caught up. I think I'm caught up now. Yeah.
Ross will have a
He was on the panel.
Super famous
Yes,
comedian. Yeah,
okay,
he's
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
panel. And so he's just kind of sitting there, and the comedians that are doing the bucket pull are going up and just doing their set and talking, and then he's supposed to go and give them some like help or some encouragement or some critique.
Or if they're just awful, roast them.
Yeah,
it
or
could
if
go
they're
either
awful,
way.
roast
yeah,
them, but-
like it could go either way.
So he starts roasting somebody on Kill Tony, but then that person starts roasting him back, and it becomes like weird. And rather than like holding his own, he kind of clams up, and then he like exits Kill Tony. He leaves the show, right? And he kind of takes his ball and goes home. Well, it's come out later that it really bothered him. Like he said, he was using like fake excuses as to why he left and all this kind of stuff. And this is a guy that's been doing comedy, you know, like we're saying like 25, 30 years. You know, this is Chappelle's boy. So he was on another bucket pool style roast battle comedy show.
Sure.
And he was part of the panel again. And the same thing started to happen. You had these guys that were getting pulled. The comedians are up there. He starts trying to like interject in that weird kind of improvisational way, and the room just starts eating him alive. Like, people now know that Donnell Rawlins gets aggravated, and now
there's blood in the water.
Yes, and I don't think I've ever seen it with somebody so accomplished, somebody so big, where now he was there with Jeff Ross, he was there with Teddy Swims. Those are two of the biggest celebrities you could be doing comedy with, right? And all you have to do is sit there and just kind of like goof and bust.
Riff a little bit. Yeah,
bust balls a little bit. But the crowd starts booing him, and he gets so uncomfortable that he walks off again. And this is like the second or third time that he's been in these like improvisational like crowd moments where he's had to exit and he's had to exit the actual stage and leave. He actually told Tony Hinchcliffe that he was taking himself out of a negative situation, and people can't tell whether he's like where the joke ends. We can't figure it out. Because it obviously bothers him.
It kind of doesn't matter, because the one real basic thing about that job is you got to do the time. It doesn't matter if you're bombing, if they hate you, if you're contracted
you gotta sit.
If you're contracted to do 30 minutes, you better do 30 minutes, not 29. You know, if you walk off the stage, that's the ultimate negation of like the show must go on. You're canceling the show out of some personal point of pride. That's bad.
Yeah,
and he knows that because he's been doing stand-up for so long that it makes me feel like he's doing it on purpose as a bit, or like to cause controversy.
It does keep him in the headlines, but the unfortunate part is that people are starting to say that they don't want to. It's like starting to like become like a negative. It's like if you cancel on people all the time and you flake, right? And then you have that reputation of flaking all the time. So, like, he's starting to get a reputation of being a baby.
And the Kill Tony fan is kind of like they're a little bit comedy aware, but they also are like rabid pit bulls of people. And like the Kill Tony, I'm not super familiar with this one, but the Kill Tony subreddit, I've seen some of the feedback on this particular gentleman, and they hate him. They hate him for this, for walking off of Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And then when he did it again.
Because he lied.
And then when he did it again, people very much were like, well, this is your thing now. And we didn't like it the first time. Now that you've done it again, we just hate you.
And here's the other thing he did. He went on Joe Rogan, and Rogan was like, hey, you walked out. We know you had dinner reservations at 10. You walked out at like 8:30, and we have video of you like sitting and like petting a dog, having a drink. Like you were like obviously bummed out. You had left our show.
You didn't have to go take some medicine or something.
Yeah, you didn't have to go to
right.
some. It wasn't
no
an
excuse.
urgent
Yeah.
And then so he keeps doubling down and lying about it. So now like you might be right. He might be leaning in now because it's like a legendary occurrence. But none of the heat he's getting is good. It's not like people are like, this is a good way to look.
What's weird is, as you know, he's been a stand-up for long enough to be a part of, you know, multiple roasts and like I'm sure multiple situations where comedians were making fun of each other and making fun of him.
Well,
and
even
like,
the shows he did with Chappelle, that was like
it was player haters ball. Like that was the whole joke. It was like the group of guys just hate on someone. You know,
I may be wrong, but didn't he do some of the riffing shows that was early pandemic when it was Chappelle? And then I thought it was Donnell Rawlins and Talib Kweli and like some of like your upper echelon, either comedians or hip hop guys. And they would do these one-off podcasts at like Dave's living room in the beginning of my point is that he's so high up in comedy that I can't figure out why he would act like this.
So maybe it's a case of, because some people can take it when it's scripted, you know, like if it's a scripted thing, like it's me, a character as a player or whatever, getting rose, whatever, that's fine. Maybe he can take it from like friends and family,
right?
But then with like some scrub comic with not even like a minute of material starts roasting him, and maybe it hits a little bit. That might be too much for him.
Like
Yeah.
he can't take it from someone that's way lower than him,
or
Okay.
that he doesn't know, and so like it seems like an attack. Like, you know, if it comes from Chappelle, maybe it's like, oh, that's my brother roasting me. It's
Yes,
fine.
yeah.
But this guy over here, I don't know context from you, and so I take that as an attack.
Yeah.
So
and we were
Ross-
supposed to have him on like 2 weeks ago, Donnell. Like and he passed on us because we couldn't get it to line up time wise. He wanted to be on here, and I wanted to talk to him. I was going to ask him about the Kill Tony thing.
So you've been involved in a lot of roasts.
Yeah.
Have you ever
It's my
seen
favorite thing.
someone actually walk out of a roast?
Ooh.
I mean, because if you show up to a roast, like I feel like you know what you're gonna get, and nothing that's said, like you're almost, you know, you got a shield on because you know it's coming, and then it's like no matter how, even if it does hurt your feelings, you never get up and leave.
No, I've never seen anybody get up and leave. The worst thing I saw was one time. It's kind of like if a comic leaves town, you'll throw a roast for him on the way out.
Yeah.
Like there was a period like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years before COVID, where like kind of a lot of the crew I came up with were leaving, going to New York or LA or something. And this one comic, we threw a roast for him, and I got up and I started doing my time. And about halfway into my set, I realized, oh, he hates this. You know, it's fun when everybody's on the same page and everybody's on board, but I realized that like he just got thrown a roast because he was leaving town. He had no interest in it personally, and every bit of it, like he couldn't stand.
Is
and
anybody
it
else
kinda took
picking
the
this
steam out
up?
of my sails.
Is anybody else picking
I
up?
don't know, but like I definitely I looked at him and I was like, oh, this is agony to you. I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Yeah. That makes sense because some people want like they want people to throw them a roast, and that's kind of sad too, though, because you're like, you need to have someone want to do it for you instead of like, hey,
Yeah.
do it for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because then it's like, nah.
The only time
know.
I've ever been asked to be part of a roast, it was a person that wanted to do it for themselves, and I thought that was weird.
Yeah, because then it
That is
takes
weird.
because it takes almost the whole fun of the idea out of it. If someone's reluctant, then it's like, even though like obviously Tom Brady was in charge, like they paid him to do this and all that stuff, but the fact that he comes off as he's reluctant to do it is better for everybody and the viewer, right? Because you need to be reluctantly involved and not be like, oh, I wanted to throw this myself, because then it's kind of like, oh, the fun of the roast, it gets taken away, I think, right? The power a little bit.
Are they still popular roast around here? Like, do we still, or do they go in through phases still?
There was like a big fad of it for a minute. Like when Kill Tony kind of went rocket, there like it was a roast every week for a minute. But then people, you know, they go through fads and it kind of fell off. We just did the roast of Batman at MegaCon. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, your weekly roast battles and stuff, that doesn't happen as much around here anymore.
Yeah, I remember we got a lot of it for a minute, and then we were getting a lot of. It seemed like there are trends in like, you know, like, oh, like this one, it's like you're doing other people's jokes, or you know, like there's like games within the.
At the Bull and Bush, we call it Goofy Goober Night. Like a Wednesday night, we'll just do like costume night or like, you know, puppet night or something. One of the ideas I have is I'm gonna do like just roast of anything. You can just get up there and like, you know, it doesn't have to be like a person there in a room or anything. Just get up and roast like macadamia nuts or whatever.
I like that. Too expensive. Why are they so expensive?
Right? And Brazil nuts, cheaper and better.
Yeah. Brazil nuts are good.
So Ross, you had what is it, a contest or like some sort of game?
This is called Would You Ever Do This, Tom Van?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, hold on a second. I love it.
All right.
Would you ever do this, Tom Van?
This is two things I've recently done that I would like to get your take on whether or not you would ever do them.
Okay.
Not like gun to your head type of situation, not like for $1 million.
Yeah.
Just in the normal course of your life, would you ever handle your life like this?
Okay, and this is something that you did recently. Okay, all right.
And one's just like a thriftiness thing, and the other one like deeply embarrassing. I feel for you.
Oh, all
all
right.
right.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so I'm
all emotions on this, I feel like.
I went to Ram Davies' Financial University College of Knowledge of Success,
Oh.
and so I deal with cash quite frequently.
Oh, God, yeah.
I do a lot of cash, and I don't know. You might have to beep that out. I don't know, but you deal with cash a lot. You end up with a lot of change, Tom.
Okay, all right.
A lot of coinage, and this week was a little bit bare in the cupboards, so I wanted to go get a couple things at the store. So I emptied out my change dish, and this is a personal preference. I go through all my change. You go through your change, look for silver and like odd coins and stuff.
I have no idea. I don't have my change in one particular place.
Where is
I don't
it
even.
then?
I don't even. I don't
Where
know.
do you keep your change?
You have little piles of it all around the house.
Where do you keep your coins?
Did you just throw it in the gutter outside your house because you don't care?
I rarely have coins.
I always have coins.
You're a card guy.
I'm always walking around with a pocket full of coins.
Where?
I have no idea.
Why do you have cash on you?
No
I
idea.
never have cash.
You're a card guy, so you're just swimming in receipts. That's
Yeah,
all. You're just a receipt.
I do have a lot of receipts too.
So if you're a change guy, so Dan, do you go through your coins? Do you look for silver? You look for like weird stuff?
We do have one place we put them. Yeah, there's like a little sun tea jar that I put them all in. Yeah.
So I emptied out my coin bin onto a pillowcase.
Well, I don't do that. I'm not an animal. I mean, that's disgusting.
And I went through it, and it took me about an hour, but I found a Bahamas penny. I found a Canadian penny. And that was about it. But so what I do is, you could I sorted out by coins, quarters in one bag, nickels in one bag, dimes in another bag, right? Now you could take it to Coin Store and pay that 10% to get cash at the store or whatever.
Yes,
But here's a little life hack from Mr. Ross. If you go to the Walmart and you use their little robot checkout machine, it takes cash, including coins, at no fee. So I went
self-checkout.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to Walmart. I need like some lemon pepper. I'm cooking chicken. I got some lemon pepper.
Hold on, there's a coin slot in that thing? I have no idea.
Where do you think I put my penis?
Hell yeah, there is.
I have never noticed a coin slot.
Also, it doesn't accept Apple Pay. Not
Oh,
kidding.
really?
Yeah, not kidding. It's like stepping back in time.
It's like going to cave time.
It's like churning butter. Like seriously, it's like stepping back in time.
So I went and got, I don't know, I think I had like $40 worth of stuff, and I went to the robot kiosk, scanned all my stuff, and it took me probably 30 minutes. I just plucked quarters in.
30 minutes?
Oh my
Because here's the
Oh
thing.
my God.
Here's the thing. They clearly have identified this, and they want to prevent it somehow. Every fifth quarter, it rejects the next quarter. So you have to wait a second. So you kind of have to get a rhythm
30-second
going.
timer.
Oh my God.
You kind of got to get a rhythm going of when you put your quarter in, so the timer doesn't time
Also,
you out
you're
on the counting.
standing in self-checkout for 30 minutes while people hate you.
Oh yeah,
There's a line for Walmart self-checkout.
Yeah.
Long line.
oh, it's so long.
They
At my particular Walmart, they have those VIP guide rails
Yeah.
for
Oh, yeah,
the line
yeah.
through the store to show you where to stand,
Yeah.
because that line is so long.
And because they do not want to hire cashiers.
But there's
to
always
open
a
up
sweet Latin grandma there helping me, always.
Yeah, but half of them are always broken. Only one
That's
side.
not her fault. She's sweet, though. She comes over.
And I'm like,
getting beer again?
I'm like, get it together, Walmart. I know you have the money to fix these things. And why are half of them off? I think it's
Because people are really stupid. I think people,
did the customers break them?
have you seen how slow people are at the public self-checkout? Some people are over there, and some people will take 50 items.
So you're.
Well, I'm looking at that guy. Sorry. Continue your
so
story.
how much change? What's the dollar amount you're putting in this machine?
I had $40 worth of stuff, plenty of quarters.
So $40
Yeah.
of quarters.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's a great day at the arcade.
So you're
I'll tell
standing
you
there
that.
just loading this in. The line is long.
Oh
as
yeah,
hell.
yeah,
Okay.
just plunking quarters in, and again, you have to get a rhythm going because it'll time you out. So plunk, a plunk, a plunk.
So it's making noise, too.
It absolutely makes.
Do you have a
sense, yeah.
drink at all while you're doing this? Because it's a lot of work. I mean, you're going to be there for a minute.
I got a ghost, but that's for after.
Yeah,
that's a little
All right,
reward
you're still
for
getting
after.
beads of water on it. You've been there so long.
And so, this is all coming out of my fanny pack too. So I'm just quarter out of the fanny pack, plunk it in, quarter out of the fanny pack, plunk it in, and 98 people watching me do it. Tom, man, would you ever do that?
man.
Well, I feel like, Ross, you knew the answer before you even asked this.
What's the closest you do to something like that? Maybe it was your dry eyes.
And by the way, this I think saves me like $3 or $4. Would you do anything normally like this to save $3 or $4?
My wife would. Now that you've told my wife this, this hack, I'm sure she'll be up there with our coins, running them through the Walmart.
Coinstar's going out of business, dude. I'm gonna put them out.
I'd never pay for anything in coins, just because of the time it would take. Maybe.
Can I go to the bank with my coins and say, "Hi, bank, I'm a member of this bank. Here's all my coins."
Yeah, they want them in rolls.
They have back when Bushy paid me like $4,000 in
I was
pennies.
mad at him for doing that.
Or I think it was like $1,200.
I was so mad at him for doing that.
But I went to the what's it called? It's got a sale credit union. It's like the sale.
Fairwinds.
Yeah. There it is.
know what? Look, we did it. We did it.
And they had a Coinstar machine that you could use, and as long as you were opening an account, they wouldn't charge you any sort of fee.
Oh.
So then I dumped all that and opened opened an account just so I can get my $1,200, then immediately take it out.
Yeah.
But standing there, when I was poor and had no money, it's easier to do these types of things.
Yeah. Well, that was a free ghost energy, right? Is that how you looked at it? Free ghost energy.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's basically free groceries.
Well,
yeah.
no, but Ross is doing it because he doesn't care what other people think.
Correct.
Never has. Never has.
And he's doing.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you a blast.
And you're allowed. If you're allowed to do
You're
it,
blessed for that.
then Ross doesn't care that you're upset
Yeah.
that he's doing it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, rules are rules.
Yeah. He's like, I'm allowed to pay.
Yeah.
This is American currency.
My wife
Yeah.
needed tampons. I've been
Yeah.
standing behind you for 30 minutes,
Right.
sir.
yeah.
Sorry, rules are rules.
There's 50 people in line. There's 3 functioning machines. I'm going to be using one of them for half an hour.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
that's
gonna-
perfectly fine with Ross, which I don't understand. Because I'm like, how do you not feel the pressure of all these people just mad at you?
Oh, you feel it. You just channel it into the recorder rhythm. You just channel it.
How do you not turn red? Because I feel like if I had video of you in your when you had left the dry ice on the counter and were smoking,
I'll leave everything. I'll leave all the coins there. I'll just take off running because I'll feel the pressure so much that I'll leave all my goods and the coins and just leave and be like, I'll just go buy it somewhere else.
but there is no way to do this without them taking a cut.
What do you mean?
Like
this is your life because you're using it. He's not converting it into money. He's using it as currency to pay for his goods.
Currency.
No, I
So there's no
understand,
fee.
but there's no like I
No,
feel
every
like
25 cents is 25 cents towards his.
am I wrong in thinking that as a young boy, let's say I was a 13-year-old boy, I thought that you could go into any bank and because you had American Tender and you gave it to them and said, make this into coins, I thought they had to do it.
Or take coins and then deposit it, but you have to deposit in rolls. You see what I'm saying?
No, but I meant that I thought no matter what they had to give you change.
Yeah, no.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay, but they have to be in the proper order.
If you deposit change, that's why the Coinstar, it counts it for you. It makes it easier.
Gotcha.
It takes a percentage, Anyway.
How does this affect, the coins may be going away.
It's true. No,
It's what they're kicking around.
Yeah.
The penny.
Yeah.
Which they should have got rid of it a long time ago.
I think the nickel's worse than the penny.
Yeah, it's like 7 cents on the nickel or something like that.
Yeah, the nickel's actually I want to say the nickel's like 13 cents a waste or something per. Yeah, it's something real bad. Dimes are awesome. It's my favorite coin. Of all coins, dimes. Love them.
It does seem ridiculous, coins that in 2025 that we still use them. It's still, I guess there's no way around it, but everything's so expensive.
Having graduated from Ram Davies' school, it seems ridiculous that you use like electronic nonsense to pay for stuff. That seems even crazier.
Light, not loud, not heavy. Yeah, I've been listening.
Whether or not my card lights up green on a pad, it pays for stuff. That makes more sense to you than a chunk of gold.
So you absolutely would not do this one.
No.
And just for funsies, this one I would do it, but it'd be very hard for me. I'd sweat a lot. I would do it though.
Yeah,
I'd be
push
going
through it
very fast.
You're a better person. It's like a mud walk. It's something you push through
It
and you're
would
better
be like
afterwards.
my mud walk. Yeah, digital mud walk. Yeah.
And then that lemon pepper, free lemon pepper. Oh, it's the best.
Oh,
all right. So how about this one, Tom? Me and a friend are out for lunch. You guys don't have any affiliation with Hooters, do you? So
no.
Well, I mean, I wish we did. It's one of me and Maisie's favorite restaurants
to
go to.
We're at an unnamed wing restaurant, and my friend gets a plate of wings, and I get a burger.
Yeah.
And we get the Tots appetizer to split. They got a really good Tots appetizer at this place. So Tots appetizer comes. We're kind of tucking in a little bit, and I see a waitress come out of the kitchen area door, right?
Yeah.
With our order, his wings, my specific burger. I got Texas burger double with with lettuce and onion and tomato added on. They don't usually put. So I could see the big stack of lettuce and onion and tomato. So I knew it was my sandwich.
See what a real man eats, old protein shake? The Texas burger double over here. Toot.
Bench pressed my body weight, and then I went to Hooters for that one. So I see the girl come out. She's got our order, clearly our order. There's no question in my mind. It's our order. And salad. I had a salad, too. So she's got my sandwich, a salad, and the wings, and she takes it to a different table.
All right.
Sets the wings down in front of a gentleman, sets my sandwich down in front of a gentleman, sets my salad down in front of this gentleman. And the guy, we're so close. I can hear the guy go, "This isn't our food." And then he reaches over and just to confirm, lifts the bun of my sandwich, looks at it and goes, "Yep, not our food."
I think spits right on it.
What are you lifting the bun?
Why did he do
What's
that?
gonna be
Why did you
under?
touch the bun?
What's gonna be hidden underneath the bun?
Hold on a second. Yep, I knew it.
Like, did you order the exact same combination of items except for the burger had no ketchup? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
hold on a second. They never put the bun on the top. Like he didn't need to be moving it around.
so he fingered your bun.
And just to, this is kind of a spoiler, but when their food comes later, they have completely different food. There's like,
buns
dude
involved.
has like a bowl of stew, and the other guy has like.
There's no reason to lift
no-
the bun.
Yeah. There's like a whole head-on fish and a stew. No buns involved, you idiots.
Completely different
Yeah.
food. There was no question whatsoever from
He
the
just
very
wanted to
beginning.
finger your bun.
So he just takes a peek inside just to make sure maybe his fish is hiding in there or something.
Yeah.
And he puts it back, and then there's communication about how this is not their food, and the girl goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And she goes, "I'll take it. Let me go figure out what's wrong." And so she takes
What's the wrong food?
she takes the wings and the sandwich, leaves the salad though, and she goes back to the kitchen, right? And I didn't say anything, but I know what's coming, and so I'm just preparing myself.
So you're bubbling a confrontation.
And
No, just don't say it. Just
Yeah.
take your bun.
You're at Hooters. It's the happiest place on earth. You're supposed to
just
take
eat the
it.
bun. Just
Yeah,
take
just
it.
eat the fingered
Yeah,
bun.
yeah, whatever.
I would. If I'm at Hooters, it's the happiest place.
He's touching with his fingers. You're
I
gonna cause
love
a
Hooters.
problem.
I'm not gonna let somebody finger in my bun to ruin my Hooter time.
All right. so
It's
what?
Hooter time when I'm there.
And again, I did a bench press workout before this, so I was very hungry.
You're starved.
So it was not our waitress. It was a different waitress who brought the food out to that other table. She goes back to the kitchen with it. Seconds go by. Our waitress comes out holding the same sandwich and the same wings out of the kitchen and comes to our table.
All right.
And she goes, "Here's your food, guys." And like real bright and cheery. And I go, "Is this the same food that just went to that table?" And her face just collapses.
Oh yeah.
And
She didn't
she's
think
like-
you saw. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, she's like,
was-
oh, damn, I busted.
Yeah, yeah.
She was
Yeah.
banking on the fact
Yeah.
that despite the fact that my salad is still on that other table, and she's only brought like 2/3 of our order, and
Don't make her feel bad,
Yeah.
Ross.
And
What are you
now the
doing?
guy's got his fingers in your salad.
he does
She's got
eat,
her Hooters out.
Yeah.
You have to
You're
look.
paying for the Hooters, man.
despite the fact that guy didn't order a salad, he does eat my salad eventually.
Yeah,
But
I
that's,
want
that's
free
all really good.
salad.
That's fine.
Free salad at Hooters,
The
Ross.
sa-
What do you
they
expect?
lost the salad. The salad was lost. But so I go, "Is this the food that just went to that table?" And her face collapses. Like she clearly has been coached up. Like, go just give this food to these guys and get it over with. And she's like, "Yeah,
That's what
it is."
Ponytail said to do.
And so I go, "Just do me a favor, 86 the burger. I'm not eating that." And she's like, "What? Really? Are you sure?" And then she starts to take the wings too. And my friend's like, "No, I'm eating the wings."
I'm not a crazy person like this guy.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And so he takes his wings, and she's like, "You sure this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just not. I'll just finish the tots."
Well, you went from
And,
a double order to now eating absolutely nothing
Well,
out of pride.
I'm finishing the tot appetizer, so
Okay.
I got some food, and and so I sent the burger back, canceled it. The manager does eventually come over and make a half-hearted apology, and then his solution is, "You want some shrimp? Shrimp cook up real quick."
Oh, I love that. I like, hey, we'll get you somebody here real fast, real fresh.
Yeah, so he wanted to just make me some quick shrimp, and I declined. I was like, "I'm just gonna finish the tots. We'll have a good
What?
day."
What do you want? We figure your buns.
Now,
Tom Van, would you ever?
of course not, Ross.
No, not in a million years.
I would eat.
They could have brought over, and he would lift the bun, and there could be a fresh dog turd on it. He'd be like, just the way I like it.
I would have eaten the bun first. Get it over with.
He would have asked that guy, hey, can you sign
Yeah,
this
yeah.
bun for me, please?
Yeah, like a fear factor. You eat the eyeballs first. You know what I'm saying? So
My only regret in the entire situation is that you know how they are at certain wing restaurants where they're real bright and bubbly and nice to you and friendly to get that tip. At some point between me sending the burger back and like our waitress coming back for like drink reorders or whatever, she got yelled at in the back and wouldn't make eye contact
Yeah,
with
it
me after
changes the whole-
that.
yeah, I've had
and
that.
And just like she would talk to my friend but wouldn't even look at me, and I felt terrible about that. Like the fact that by the way, it was the other waitress's fault. She had nothing to do with it, but this poor girl got yelled at because I didn't want to eat a burger that some other man had fingered.
Yeah. Also,
I feel bad about that.
That has happened to me a lot too. And nothing kills your Hooters lunch like it's very hard for me to envision the waitress sleeping with me after she's mad at me. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I was like, and then she's not looking at me, and then the drink orders have
she's
she's
definitely not going to sit down in the booth across from me and then write a heart on my chest.
No heart on my chest.
That's what I want, Ross.
That is the best part. Yeah. I want just the illusion of that. But if I just think she's mad at me, I can't even like go to that next step.
I know I've told this story before, but when me and the Grizz went to Hooters in college, we had the waitress write a heart on our check, and we were like, hey, we're having a party later at house. We invited her to our party, and we gave her our address. Because we thought she was in love with us.
I bought him roses. It's okay. Remember Daytona Beach?
I would give her a huge tip so she would come. But then we told the other, like, it was a party. It was like 3 dudes. We told the other 3 dudes, like,
hey, you going to sit in a room with 3 dudes in your Hooters outfit?
We're like, we got some Hooters chick that's going to come over here.
She's going to sit in the room with her Hooters shorts on.
Clean this place up.
Hey, put away all the empty liquor bottles and clean this dump up. We got a Hooters girl coming over. She's going to sit around in her orange shorts, and we can sit around with boners.
That's a good cap to this bit because I would never do that.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember I bought 7-Eleven roses at the 7-Eleven that's literally next door to the Hooters at Daytona Beach. It's across the street. Across the street from the International Speedway Hooters, and I gave 2 of the girls there. I gave them roses from 7-Eleven because I had to walk over there to get cigarettes. What a classy guy! Classy guy.
All right, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back with more corporate time.
Awesome.
Make sure.
You got.
Okay. The Facebook, these palm trees showed up, and then Crystal took a picture of only one on the trailer. And I was like, "There's supposed to be 2. Don't let him leave. Don't give him the money.
Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot his tires!"
Because I was like, "Oh God,
let him leave!
Get him! Show him your tits!"
Because all this, I've never talked to him, and all this was done through Facebook Messenger and text message.
Are we gonna talk about this on the BDM show, right?
Yeah. And then the guy was gonna come. Like I do all the Facebook marketplace deals.
I do all the Facebook marketplace.
And then the guy was like, I can't come after 4. I gotta come earlier. And then so Crystal,
I got court.
So I tell Crystal, I'm like, can you handle this? Like this guy's gonna come with 2 palm trees, 10 footers.
I'd never let my wife talk to another man about palm trees.
Especially a tree man.
I'm surprised you let her do that alone.
Hey, but I pre-dug the holes, and he's like, I'll put them next to the holes. I will not put them inside the hole. And then I'm like, what?
Because the minute they get in your shittily dug holes, they die. He saw your holes,
but
and he's like, this guy can't dig holes.
But this is not a corporate thing here. This is some dude on Facebook.
No. As soon as he puts it in there, he's on your insurance plan, or something, right?
No, you shouldn't have to worry. This is not a Home Depot.
Bart was having some trouble. Somebody was moving, and they wanted it was their washer dryer, so they hired a washer dryer mover. Okay, that's their business. That's what they do. And the guy shows up and goes like, "No, I can't unplug it or unhook it from the wall." What? I understand,
maybe
but like
insurance. Yeah, just unplug it.
Somebody's like it was full of water and fucking dumped and ruined a floor one time. But like from now on, make sure there's no water in the hose.
Yeah. You can do this. Yeah.
Or how about this? Bring a bucket with you.
Yeah. Just take I hate people that have like rules.
I'm here to pick up this 1,500 pound piece of metal and take it to a truck down stairways and stuff. I can't unplug it. That's ridiculous.
I need to find out why this guy couldn't put it in the hole. What's the difference?
Clip that. What he just said. Clip that and make it a 90s drop of a man not putting it in the hole. All right. Are we finishing that clip?
How long is it?
We only have 13 minutes. You want to
do these stupid characters?
Yeah. Let's do it.
We got characters?
Mm-hmm. So I was thinking to like frame it. We'll just act like you booked a bunch of guests and you got to run through like quick interviews.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
All right, I'll bring us back.
Yeah.
Here we go. In 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
All right, so we normally don't do this, but we overbooked a bunch of desks.
Sorry. Are you reading off a note card? We overbooked a bunch of desks.
God damn it. I'm doing so
Start
good.
over.
I'm doing so good.
You were.
Is that a real?
We'll start it. Welcome back to a corporate time.
Yeah. Hey, we normally don't do this, but we overbooked a bunch of guests.
Yeah.
And
boy, did we.
So, yeah. So then what we're going to do is just going to bring them in one by one real quick. Just do a quick little interview.
Yeah. Rapid fire guests.
Yeah. So that, I kind of forgot who to write down who was the first guest.
Oh, yeah, we maybe should have asked the guests what their names were. But, we have our first guest here. Hello, guest.
Hi, guys. It's me, Silverfish Man.
It's Silverfish Man. Welcome to the show, Silverfish Man.
Orlando's newest superhero with the proportionate strength and speed of a silverfish.
So Silverfish Man, what got you to be Silverfish Man? Was your dad murdered like Batman, or fall in a vat of some sort of liquid?
Old clothing or something?
Yeah, I always get, were you bitten by a radioactive silverfish? No, it was actually a silverfish that was injected with a vaccine that bit me and gave me my silverfish powers.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the silverfish.
I knew vaccines are bad. Somebody told me that.
A Chinese lab was experimenting with vaccines.
Yeah, that's what I'd heard.
They testing it on silverfish. One got loose on a field trip and bit me.
Okay, all
My
right.
school sends you to China to a vaccine factory for a field trip.
all right, we're talking about that. So, Silverfish Man, do you have any sort of...
What's your powers?
Yeah.
I can eat a lot of paper. Like a startling amount of paper.
What's your favorite kind of paper, Silverfish Man?
I like parchment. I'm a parchment guy if it comes down to
delicious.
it. If I'm putting together a little paper charcuterie
It's
board,
the granola of paper, I've heard.
there's some parchment on there, maybe a little thin stock cardboard.
Is it like parchment paper is like almost like an angel food, right? Very light.
delicious.
Very
I
light.
like
How does this benefit you in fighting any sort of crime, Silverfish Boy?
I mainly
He's not a
sorry,
boy.
sorry.
Like this guy's trying to be racist.
I focus mainly on library-based crime. I hang around the library a lot.
Oh, we work with the library.
If people are, for example, if somebody falls asleep at a table, I will wiggle out of a book and wake them up.
Okay, all right. And you're terrifyingly, your looks. I had one of you come, or one of your brethren come out of a sink one time, terrifying me. And also, I noticed that when I touched it with my finger, it exploded into 1,000 pieces of dust.
It's like old duct tape.
Weird who named the silverfish, because it is. I get with the silver part, but it looks nothing like a fish.
No, it looks. It's terrifying.
It's like a regular tiny
like a
claw bug.
Character from a video game or
Well,
something.
here, hold on. Watch me wiggle around and crawl into a book real quick. Didn't that look awfully fishy?
Yeah.
You can see how the tail kind of shakes as I wiggle along the ground.
It's the crawl, the wiggle that looks like a fish swimming.
It's the
not
actual camera wiggle that's the most impressive, I will say, like for these.
So.
By the way, I hope you weren't attached to that book. I ate most of it while I was in there. That is
yeah.
my other power, by the way. I can hide in any book.
Oh, any book.
All right. Again, seems like not that many crimes that you could solve.
Get away with.
Listen, I dare you come to that downtown branch of the library, try to take a book out of there without checking it out. I will stop you, and then I will eat that book.
All right.
All right. Well,
Okay, and on that note, I think he's out of here. We're going to get to some more of these guests.
all right.
Silverfish Man, away!
Oh, there he goes down the drain. I do like that
How
he
much
says
weed does it take him?
Silverfish Man away as he leaves.
I'm curious to how much weed it takes to think of these
A
things.
lot. A lot of spare time, a lot of weed.
Hi, guys. Am I next?
Oh, yeah. All right. Who
Who's
do
this?
we have
Oh,
here?
hi.
Hey, my name's Paul. I'm an influencer.
Okay,
Paul.
Oh, so it's Paul the influencer.
Paul. Real hard to Google.
All right.
You cannot find me on the internet. It is very hard to find me.
All right. So Paul, what do you do?
I'm the guy that Jake and Logan rip all of their content off from. Like, I went to the Japanese suicide forest gift shop way before Jake Paul.
Okay.
I didn't make it past the gift shop. I just bought a kimono at the gift
You
shop.
get the
But
gist.
There's a Japanese suicide forest gift shop.
yeah,
All right.
that's as far as I made it.
All right. Is it outside the suicide forest? I mean, who leaves?
It's
It would be weird.
I think it's independent.
Yeah. Or is it before? Is it a pre-gift shop?
Yeah, so you get the stuff you need.
Yeah, so you buy before you head in there.
Generally, you have to go through the suicide forest and it ends at the gift shop. But I
Yeah.
found a workaround. I just went right to the gift shop.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's like,
I fought Mike Tyson's nutritionist.
Okay.
All right.
And she did beat me decisively, but I did it. Can't find it on the internet.
Yeah,
Paul, this is Paul.
Paul, the influencer that
Yeah.
Jake Paul gets all
of
his
his stuff from.
ideas from.
And when you try to Google me, who pops up? One of those two idiots.
okay.
Paul, it's ungoogleable.
Do you put your stuff on the internet or no? Do you just do
Or
it?
do you just get like
That may be an
no.
oversight on my part. I
Are you
do.
just like there's no use?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's been coming to watch the VHS tapes of my exploits at my park. Yeah, weird. Now that you mention it, I should maybe upload something.
I like just doing stuff without filming it or putting it on the internet. You're just doing it. Word of mouth.
It
will
used to
spread.
be the way we did stuff, everything. There he goes. Where's it going?
Oh, Paul
Yeah,
left.
yeah, there you go. Oh my
Oh,
God, he's gone.
Who's up next?
Hey, it's me, Creepy Vin Diesel.
So it's just Vin Diesel.
yeah,
Hey,
I was
everybody,
like-
Vin Diesel's here.
It is Vin Diesel for one particular video, which you may or may not seen, but you'll get the gist real soon.
All right. So creepy Vin Diesel.
Ask me literally any question.
Okay, so creepy Vin Diesel. What's the last
Oh
thing
my
you?
God, you're so beautiful, Tom. How am I supposed to do this interview? You're so gorgeous.
You've seen this, right?
No, Vin Diesel really did this.
Guys, are you seeing this? Look at this guy. He's so gorgeous. How am I supposed? I can't answer questions with this guy looking at me.
So
Yeah, this is a real thing.
So Vin Diesel stopped an interview mid-interview
so,
and
yeah.
told, I imagine.
Do you even know how good you look? It's amazing. Like, I would take you to places and do things to you you wouldn't even understand. We can't. How am I supposed to do this interview?
So Vin Diesel really did this to someone, to a female.
I don't even
reporter.
hear the words coming out of your mouth. I'm just looking at your lips and imagining what I would do to them. You're so beautiful.
All right, so hold on, creepy Vin Diesel. We're gonna play.
Man, she's so sexy. It's not. I can't do this interview. Look at her. Does anyone say this, guys? What's wrong? Am I the only one that's saying it? Look at her. She's so beautiful. It's like you can't even do an interview with her because you're just like da 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 da. Right or wrong?
You're a psychopath. Actually, Ross, yours is not as creepy, I will say.
Well, I'm wearing sleeves.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, just to defend Vin Diesel for a second, because
He's blasted out of his mind, right?
well, something. I mean, you get loose and these. You're good.
Yeah, and then he goes, I can't even do the thing.
So, okay, like sometimes you got to do these media junkets, right? And you're there.
Are you defending a monster?
Well, you have to do these
I
media
can't
junkets.
even let you get through this. You're so gorgeous. You look so good.
You do these media junkets,
Just
and
me?
you're
Am
going.
I the only one seeing this? Oh, I like this, Ross.
You're going from what? Dan, you've been involved in these before. I feel like
Yeah.
didn't they send you down to like West Palm Beach to do a media junket?
I did a media junket for the hit TBS reality game show, Real Gilligan's Island, where I met world-renowned red-haired supermodel Angie Everhart.
Yeah. So
She was a real bitch.
these B, C, and D-list celebrities, they have to do these media junkets, and you're going from one show to
Yeah.
the other, and they all blend in, and then at the end of it, you get loopy, and you're just like, F it.
Where
like,
you're usually doing drugs or alcohol,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You're doing a little drugs, and and then you start thinking to yourself, like, no one's watching this. Like no one's gonna even see this. Like I don't even recognize this person. I don't know who.
Tom,
they...
I'm real sorry. It's me, Skippy. I hate to break in.
Sorry.
Skippy
I hate to
the
break
intern. We
in.
haven't seen you in
Sorry,
forever,
Skippy.
Skippy.
Vin
Good to-
left, and all those guys out. They're really shaking the pinball machine. We got to keep this interview rolling.
No,
I'm
all
so
right,
sorry.
all right.
Now, Skippy, no one even knows who you are because we didn't play. We
Yeah.
never played your first
We
one.
had an original
Yeah.
interview with you that
Yeah.
that your friend Ross came back later and said
Yeah.
bury that. So I did. I buried it.
Yeah.
'cause I
I'm your
care
business.
about it.
I'm your business intern. I got a
Yeah.
UCF downtown. My dorm room is the Cheyenne Saloon. That's basically me, Skippy. All right, see you guys later.
Okay,
there he
that's
goes.
it.
He's gone.
All right, Skippy. All right, that's you didn't
Yeah.
know nothing. No meat
Oh,
on
there's
those
another
bones.
guy. Who's this?
Hi, from the Real Gilligan's Island. It's me, Real Gilligan.
It's real,
real
That's
Gilligan.
the real Gilligan.
Oh, is it the actor that played?
No,
Gilligan,
not
or-
Bob Denver. No. I'm the guy that they based him on.
Oh,
yeah.
so like
yeah,
a person that actually got stranded.
Yeah, me
on-
and my skipper. We got lost. We were just taking a tour tour group out, got lost, stranded on an island for a while, made a bunch of stuff out of coconuts.
So, okay, well, how did everything go all right?
It was pretty, like, the show was pretty true to life. Like, we met the Harlem Globetrotters.
You met the Harlem Globetrotters?
Yeah, they came by the island once or twice. Yeah,
Don Knotts.
your personal favorite.
The occasional savages.
Yeah. Crazy how, like, just by the skin of our teeth, week after
Sonny
week, we
and
almost
Cher
got
fell
off
out of
that
an egg.
island, but not quite.
Even as a kid, I realized, like, it was like you made some radio out of coconuts. You need some
Yeah,
sort
the professor, he's pretty good at that.
As a
wires.
kid.
Where's the wires, Professor?
That show was so. This is Jason. That show was so sexually charged as a young man. I could look at that show, and I was like, the professor, because he's the smartest and will get them off the island, is banging anyone he wants because he's their ticket to freedom. As a young boy, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we called our guy the real professor, and he was banging the hell out of the real Marianne and the real Ginger. He was banging them crazy.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Marianne and Ginger. Even Ginger, I knew when I was a young Tom fan that she was an older lady. I was like, hey, but I was still smoking hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
Ginger was the movie star. Marianne was the country bumpkin. Not really country though. More of just.
Then the radio was like one thing, but the real thing that we all admired the real professor for was he made us a coconut toilet. And, on an island, that's very important.
Always wanted a coconut
Dig
toilet.
a hole
Small.
in the
No,
ground.
very small, too. You have to put your anus right on top of
you
it.
don't need that. Huh? You just
No.
There's an outside.
Actually,
there's
if done correctly, it can be quite beautiful. like the base, and then you put the tiny coconut on the top.
I'm sorry. The real skipper's calling me, guys. I got to go.
There you go.
Sorry.
Oh, wow.
That's real good.
Yeah,
Who's next there?
Hi, guys. It's me, Old Yeller.
Old Yeller?
Yeah, you know me.
So
Old Yeller's a dog, I believe.
I am a dog.
yeah. So now, Old
They
Yeller.
tell me there's a book about me.
Yeah.
Silverfish Man was just mentioning that.
I
And
don't.
you guys know, I haven't read the book, but you guys know me, Old Yeller. I'm a scamp. I'm well known for stealing food. Oh, Old Yeller.
Now, Old Yeller, how are you here? Because we all know the end of Old Yeller and why it's so
ears
sad.
blown up.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I've never read the book.
Okay.
What happened?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Hold on.
Oh, don't read
Wait a
the
second.
end. Oh,
Wait a
Back to the
second. Hold on. I got a copy right here.
you're
And Old
gonna
Yeller's
go-
a
you
speed
can
reader.
read?
No,
Old
don't
Yeller's
do
a
it.
speed reader. Give me a second. It's
Don't
just-
read the end of it.
It's a simple trick. What you do is you put your paw against the text and you kind of run it along the line and you can speed read. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll read the book real quick. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a scamp. I steal food and the boy finds me in the woods and then kind of adopts me. And oh my God, that was scary with the mountain lion. Wait, and then, what? Oh, did you know?
We knew.
Did you know?
We knew the entire time. We didn't want to tell you.
Did you know? And you were just gonna let me walk out that door?
My number one question, Yeller.
You don't know him that well.
Call me Ol.
Oh, it's the first name.
Ol.
So, did they shoot you in the head or the chest?
How the hell am I supposed to know?
It's got to be the head, right?
Well,
I've thought about this before.
I feel like if I was shooting my dog, I'd go for a chest shot.
No, you blow their heads off.
Nah, because it seems like
What are you, a monster? You want to see the look
when
on your
you-
dog's face
you
as
do
he
a chest
gasps his
shot,
last?
yeah, you hit to the
chest-
side, it's and then you're
you
having to stomp it
you
out.
don't do the Cobain. There's something horrible
Fast.
about blowing the entire head off.
About in just 1 second, ending the pain of a
are you
suffering
talking
animal.
about?
Yeah, but the chest is the same
No,
difference.
you don't do the chest. You might stay alive for longer. You do the
Tom,
heads, it's
I'm
quick.
a dog, and I know the seat of the consciousness is the brain.
No, I understand that, but it's something horrible
Well, this
about
guy'd be
blowing
like, you
your
know
dog's
what?
head
Let's
off.
just chop his legs off and let him bleed out. That's what he would say. It seems more humane.
It just seems weird blowing the entire head off your
Well,
dog.
you put him in a pillowcase so it keeps it all together. You know, it's
I
like,
can't believe I got to go to the vet and get a shot.
We gotta get
I'll
out of
see you
here.
soon. Do you guys one more?
I
or
mean,
no?
do you have 2 seconds?
You guys look like you're in the market for what I'm selling here. Is this Pornhub strike got you
oh my
down?
God, it's Jim Colbert.
You guys haven't. This is Florida, right? You having trouble with that Pornhub strike?
Oh yeah,
Can't
yeah,
get
yeah.
into Pornhub. Maybe you are interested in what I got right here. Box of porn found in the woods.
Oh, who
It's
is
back.
that? This is Jim Colbert.
It's
I know.
back.
So you have a box
Box
of porn.
of porn found
Box
in
of
the woods.
porn, man.
You like a Playboy with a weird yellow stain on it? I got that.
It's soda. It's
You
cold.
a man of refined taste? Maybe you want a penthouse with a weird yellow stain on it? I got that.
I never understood why people were saying the pages were stuck together. I was like,
What do you mean?
It's like it happened on the book.
Well, I mean, like, you're the type of guy that's going to be so cautious.
Even more confusing for you, Tom. In this box of porn I found in the woods, there's a a print-only version of Letters to Penthouse, also with weird yellow stains on it. Whoever is doing that to picture books, also doing it to just a book of the written word.
All right.
All right. Well,
Thanks all.
I like we get to the end. I'm like, we got to get out of here. Ross like, couple more.
I can't let these go.
We didn't even get to YOLO Yoda. That personal.
YOLO Yoda. Oh, save the A material for next time.
It's
buddy.
like a comedy sneeze. I need to get out.
Do or do not do a shot. There is no try.
All right. We gotta get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. That was dumb and funny.
That's funny.
You're getting Vin Diesel ads on your internet now. Oh, is that just called up?
No, I pulled it up.
I thought you had a fucking header ad.
It
for
will
Triple
happen
X
though
now.
because as of last Friday, now I'm all creatine ad. All creatine. All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
And then go to Facebook.
Yep, we'll see you over on Facebook, guys, and momentarily we're gonna try to power through quick.